Very happy to be here, ladies and gentlemen, and we appreciate very much General Lahoud, who came and graced us with his presence, and thanks to Maria Risa Nadamaklam for giving us the excellent Gojek presentation, the Gojek. Rama Ridaya, the CEO of Terra Laqui. We also thank Alanda Kazia, the Indonesian Youth Conference, and congratulations to our winners of the Global Pulse Big Ideas competition, Dr. and Dizmar, and student participation. I'm very happy to be here today because we begin a new era in terms of our work together in poverty alleviation and making the world a better place by 2013. I think that all of you are aware that now we have 17 Sustainable Development Goals, and one thing that I want to make very clear to all of you is that all of us in the room are responsible to move ahead on the SDG roles. All of us and each one of you as individuals have a role, a responsibility to make sure that we communicate, we activate, and we implement the SDGs in our own appropriate way in our work, in our career, in our organizations, and our startups that we are building in Indonesia, especially with the innovation and the incredible creativity that's in this room here that we want to build on and we want to move ahead in the coming weeks, months, and years with the Sustainable Development Goals. And I know that all of you can find your own niche, you can find your own creativity and your own concentration in the 17 goals. For instance, those of you who are interested in the oceans can go to goal number 14. Those of you interested in gender equality, number 5. Those of you involved in education, you can go to goal number 4. So there's plenty of space and room for everybody in this room to make sure that we do this together. One thing that I point out is that all of us should have an action plan. We should all activate it with our own organizations and corporations. How are you going to activate the SDGs in the future? Indonesia has over 72,000 villages. How are we going to communicate these important goals that affect the lives of 255 million people that all of us help in the room here? So we need to make sure that we can communicate down to the community level, to the village level, to the household level on the Sustainable Development Goals, and making sure that the leaders at the lowest possible level, at the appropriate level, understand and can implement, and not only implement, but monitor the SDG goals going down the road in terms of the future. And that's an important thing for us because I know that I've heard the word that all of us are venture capitalists. It's a new venture, and we have to put our creative human capital of creativity and imagination and hard work together to address the SDGs going down the road. I'd also like to say that, especially in the room, the UN is very proud and very helpful in terms of our work, where we want to work with the youth. And we realize that more than half of the Indonesian population is under the age of 30 years old. So obviously, youth for us is an important priority, an important tenet of our work in Indonesia. That's why we have events like this today to celebrate and to work with youth. Not only that, but we appreciate your input, your insights, your goals, your understanding, your discussion on ways that the UN can help you and ways that the UN can do better in our work together, especially moving down the road for the SDGs. And obviously, all of us continue to learn and study. We learn every day and make every day a learning experience, and we stay open to very good new ideas in Indonesia. I'd like to thank everybody who has supported our Global Pulse and the New Ideas competition. So I'm very proud to have Global Pulse here, and those award winners from the big ideas. I hope that we can continue to have this sort of competition and this sort of events in the future, because we're focused on using this technology for the betterment of the SDGs for all of us, and especially in your work and your creativity. I'd also like to thank Pak Nadim Gojak, giving us very good ideas and giving us inspirations. As we move into 2015 and 2016, which are very important years for development in Indonesia, and we have to make sure that the work here today has a big impact in the future. So we look for you to give us that input. We look for you as thinkers. We look for you as doers. We look for all of you in the room to be co-partners in the SDG process. At least from today, at least learn one thing. There are 17 sustainable goals. If you take to memorize one each week, then by the end of 4 months, you'll be able to know all the goals by heart and recite them to me as a test the next time we come together. So on that note, I thank everybody, and I appreciate very much your attention and your participation. So let's make the SDGs a sustainable development goal, not only for the world, but for Indonesia, whose 255 million people we serve with better technology and IT innovation. Terima kasih banyak.